When will he wake up? What are they talking about? When will who wake up? I hear voices as my consciousness drifts back to sleep. I jolt myself awake, my arms and legs restrained to the sides of a medical bed by some weird bracelets. I try to force my way out of them, but it doesn't work. You're awake! Who am I talking to presently? I hear a voice say. I look around the room, but find no one. What? Where are you? I yell. It is me, Clerica. I'm currently speaking to you through a microchip implanted in your head. What? What are you talking about? Do you not remember? I don't remember anything. Why? Why don't I remember? You were dying and losing mana, but then you activated a spell that would revive your body, she explains carefully. That doesn't explain anything. Why am I chained to the bed? I was hysterical. Your personality changes at times, to evil variants of your true self, she starts. This is similar to dissociative personality disorder, but instead of multiple personalities, it is just extremes of your one personality. You are chained because we had to be sure you were not going to kill anyone. I look around the room, reeling from what was happening. Then it occurred to me, why is she so calm? How do you know my personality hasn't shifted? I'm monitoring your brain wavelengths that indicate that you are still sane. Something feels wrong. Alarms were sounding in my head, telling me something horrible was about to happen. I start to pull my limbs harder and harder, pulling on the cuffs until the right side of the bed broke. I tear the bracelet from the bed's arm and start to pull on my other side. It breaks free and I remove the bed's arm from my limbs. Suddenly, two men carrying large guns burst into the room. They are wearing full body armor that covers every part of them. The part of the mask where their eyes should be are glowing. A young girl with pink hair wearing a regal dress and crown walks behind them. Levinnon, you're awake, she says ecstatically. Who are you? I reply with venom in my voice. What? You don't remember me? She brings her hand up and scratches her head. I am the queen of this land, the land that you protect. She places her hand over her heart to symbolize her words. I am also your friend. Then why the guys with the guns? That doesn't seem too friendly to me. There, she looks up to the right with her eyes, indicating that she is about to lie. I cut her off and charge at the two men. I catch them off guard and bash the one to my right in the head with the medical bed's arm. Then I grab the other one's neck and compress the metal until it shatters. Holding him down, I raise his head up and smash it into the ground as hard as I could. His body goes limp. I stare, unsure about what I just did. Did I just kill these guys? When did I get so strong? I don't remember. To my right, Little Miss Princess looks at me with eyes as wide as the moon. I see three other guards charging down the hall towards me. I quickly grab one of the unconscious men's guns and fire down the hall in bursts. Two guards fall to the ground. At the same time, the princess regains herself and steps forward. I point the gun at her and everyone freezes. Queen, can you? The guard starts. No, he's too close. Her eyes narrow ever so slightly, her face stiff. I can see her analyzing the situation. Someone's trained her well. How do I know this? Let's just stay calm here. So are you Valken or are you Levinnon? What? I question. I don't know those people. Her eyes relax and then her face turns into confusion. And from confusion, it turns into an emotionless state. She must realize that I lost all my memories. But what's going on? She should have known this already, so why the act? Levy, let's think about this. You shoot me, then the officer shoots you. You don't want that. Let's find an amicable ending? She says this with a slight smile at the end, a friendly gesture. It doesn't affect me. Tell me, princess, I say with spite. How long does it take for a person to bleed out from a bullet wound? I gesture towards the bleeding soldier with my head. Seems like you're in more trouble than me. She doesn't respond, so I decide to test them. I take my finger off the trigger and make a wave motion with my hand. I finish and put my finger back on the trigger. Nobody tried to move against me. Seems they didn't fall for it. Suddenly, a girl with green hair and scaly green and black wings appear behind the queen. Who are you? I ask while keeping my gun pointed at the queen. I am Clerica, she replies. I never noticed it before, but her voice is robotic and synthesized. I stare at her, confused as to how she has a body. She seems to read the confusion on my face and starts to explain. A while back, you granted me this body as a gift. I continue to stare at her, unsure how to process the information. Clerica, what song is playing for Levy right now? The queen asks. Dementor, what should not be possible. He hasn't lost himself yet. Her voice trails off, pondering why I haven't lost myself. I decide that I've had enough and aim the gun at Clerica and pull the trigger. Nothing happens. Oh, Clerica points to my gun. I've cut off the ammo supply to your gun. You are completely harmless now. The officer takes a step forward to arrest me, but the queen signals him to stay back. Her face relaxes into a more natural position. It's alright. He is just confused, she says while giving me another smile. Right as I was about to throw my gun at the officer, I get knocked off my feet and am sent careening backwards. I land hard on my back. I feel the wind get knocked out of me, and I struggle to push myself off the ground. I hear a ringing in my ears and figure something exploded. I try to stand up but quickly fall from the pain in my leg. I look down to see that I have shrapnel on my thigh. I get up, but this time I favor my other leg. I look around to find the Queen, Clerica, and the 2 unconscious guards on the floor. The Queen and the guards lay sprawled in front of me, while Clerica's body is strewn near the bed. I look outside the room and discover that there are flames everywhere. The hallway in front of me had a corner hollowed out with an open area where staff direct people. I assume there were computers and trash cans behind there because I can see the yellow glow of the fire behind the desk. The wall on the left side of the hallway had flames crawling up it. I also see bullets whiz by from both sides of the doorway. The world seems to have slowed down. Are we under attack? I look for the other guard's gun and find it at the right side of the room. I crawl my way over to it and grab it. I look back towards the doorway and cannot see where the bullets are coming from anymore. I cock the gun and aim at the doorway. Something doesn't feel right. I look towards the Queen and a wave of guilt falls over me. I don't know why, but I just feel that way. I try to stand up, but I fall to the ground again. I get on my hands and knees and start to move over to her. She looks so peaceful, resting there with not a care in the world. Wake up! I check her wrist for a pulse and find one. I breathe out, relieved that she was alive. Good. I still have questions for you. I hear thumping sounds coming from outside the room, along with people shouting in a different language. I fall onto my stomach and aim the gun at the doorway. It felt natural to do so. A man runs into the room wearing a Halloween mask, a white shirt, and a pair of gray pants. I pull the trigger and shoot him in the eye. The bullet passes clean through, and the man crumples to the ground. I take a second to listen for any noise around me, but I only hear an eerie silence. I should move the body. I don't want anyone to know we're in here. With maximum effort, I lift myself off the ground, my body screaming in agony. I slowly walk like a zombie, limping on my leg towards the intruder. I grab his arm and pull his body away from the entrance. I let out a painful and long wheeze as I do it. I can feel burns all along my body, and as I move, the burned skin stretches. It takes 3 painful pulls to remove his body. Once finished, I fall backwards and place the gun down on my lap. All of my movements seem mechanically ingrained into my body. Everything seems so natural and fluid that I question who I used to be. I can feel my eyes closing from the lack of adrenaline pumping through me. In the lull, I start to think about what has happened so far. I figured that the bad feeling I had is connected to the attack, but I don't know which side I should be attacking. Then I start to realize I just killed a man, but I didn't feel any remorse. All of the fighting felt natural to me, and killing my enemy just felt right. Clerica, I realize. I forgot about her. I grab my gun and creep towards her body and see a piece of shrapnel sticking out the left of her stomach. I check for her pulse and couldn't find one. I keep trying and find a faint rhythm of her heart pumping blood. Wait, she's in my head. Why isn't she talking? Hey, I say, shaking Clerica's body. Are you there? Yes, Levy, I am here. A seductive voice sounds out. A chill ran down my spine.